What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. So we just got done the trilogy between Canelo versus Gennady Golovkin for the super middleweight titles. All of them, of course. Canelo remains undisputed, wins by unanimous decision. So I'm going over my thoughts on the fight. Of course, staying up late, I'm tired, but I'm also disappointed in the fight. Father Time just simply caught up to Triple G. I was, of course, rooting for Triple G. Of course, always going to root for the underdog. However, I mean, Canelo obviously was just a better fighter. We all knew that coming in, but let's get into this. I'll tell you my thoughts. So, quick background. It was for 168-pound division, super middleweight. Canelo, of course, is the undisputed. I think Triple G really only had 2 fights. This was the second fight in this division. So, of course, him bumping up, 40 years old. Okay, obviously very old for any fighter. Canelo's in his prime. Okay, so 40-year-old Triple G going against a prime Canelo, one of the best fighters of all time, pound for pound. I mean, I respect Triple G, okay? One of the strongest chins in boxing ever, one of the best jabs in boxing ever. And Canelo still can't stop him. I knew it wasn't going to be a knockout by either fighter. I knew it was going to go to distance. I knew it was going to go by decision. Just simply who outboxed basically one another was going to be the decision. But I knew once again that there was not going to be no knockout. Canelo, I mean, nobody could knock Canelo out. Nobody could knock out Triple G. I knew it was going to be a battle. But really only saw that battle around the 9th round. Canelo really won those first 8 rounds. I really don't know how it was close. The decision was, somebody had like 115, 113. That made no sense. It was not that close at all. Triple G maybe won 2 rounds max. But whoever had two judges had a 115 and 113. I don't know what they were seeing. Still proving that judging is bad. I mean, we saw judging was bad in the first Canelo Triple G fight because, of course, Triple G deserved that fight. But yeah, I don't know what the judges were thinking. Canelo won all but 2 rounds, probably. If you want to say only one round, if Triple G only won 1 round, you could argue that. If Triple G won 3 rounds, who knows? But it wasn't more than 3. I'd say it wasn't more than 2, though. However, but yeah, that continues on with Canelo. He's undisputed. But anyway, breaking down the fight again. Triple G was not using his jab that he's known for. He wasn't using any power. He was scared. I mean, Canelo was just, of course, faster. Anything that Triple G wanted to throw, Canelo would just counter off of it. He was just fast. Power, too. Fast power shots that, Triple G was just shocked with. Now it was basically the first 8 rounds. Of course, when you lose all 8 rounds, you only have, it's already half over. The fight's already half over. You're lost. If you lose 8 rounds, you have to win by knockout. Because you ain't coming back if you lose all 8 rounds. But that's what Canelo was just doing. He was just so fast and so powerful for Triple G. Father Time just caught up to Triple G. Obviously, 40 years old, like I said, fighting a prime Canelo, one of the best fighters of all time, pound for pound. It's not going to go well, of course, for anybody, no matter who they are. And we saw that. Just those first 8 rounds, though, he was landing nothing. He was scared. He wasn't getting into it. Canelo was just controlling that. Then we see in round 9, it starts to pick up. I had Triple G winning round 9. He was just going at it, and using that jab more. I wish we would have saw more uppercuts from Triple G. Canelo's stance, he has that whole center open a lot. We didn't really see many uppercuts though from Triple G. Maybe he was just scared of getting countered, which of course makes sense. But we really didn't see him start to get aggressive until the 9th round when he started to use his jab. He was throwing a lot of jabs. He was throwing a lot of double or triple jabs, which of course he needed to do. He was known for his jab. He needs to hit that jab. Okay, if Triple G wants to beat anybody, he needs to use that jab. He's not really known for anything else. Well, he is, but he's not. He was never really known for winning or dominating without using his jab, of course. Another punch being popular than his jab. But after that, though, it was really, I knew it was over. Unless he had to stop. Of course, that's the reality. That's the logic of it. I knew that unless Triple G knocked out Canelo or stopped him, which I knew would not happen, it was over. I just knew that going into this fight that Canelo was the favorite. He was most likely going to win, of course. And the only way it would have been a win for Triple G is by stoppage, which is, of course, very hard. It is what it is. Respect to both fighters, showing a lot of respect at the end, a lot of sportsmanship at the end. I think it should be over for Triple G. I mean, he already proved that he's a champion, of course. He owned that middleweight division until, of course, that loss to Canelo. But he took over that middleweight division for years. I'm sorry about my LED light, keep going on and off. But anyway, that's not the point. He owned that middleweight division for years. We proved what he could do. He won belts. I think it should be over for him. He moved up to middleweight, super middleweight. He won a fight, challenge for undisputed. I mean, there's not really much for he can prove anymore. He's never going to beat Canelo. He's never going to be undisputed. I don't know what he can prove anymore. I think, he's 40 years old. He's slowing down. He got his paydays. He got his money. I think it's time for him to step away. But I don't know. I know he said at the end that he wants to keep fighting. Maybe that's just him. Maybe he'll make that decision a couple weeks from now. His real set decision. Who knows? Canelo, on the other hand, he's mentioned that he wants to fight Bivol. Bivol, of course, lost the fight. I'm blanking on the name. I completely apologize. But Bivol, of course, has a fight coming up. We'll see on the decision on that, on what happens. I think that'll be a great fight. Once again, they'll get a rematch. Bivol, of course, simply outboxed Canelo that fight, but I think it could be a different outcome on the rematch. And sorry, I'm just stuttering. It's late. Of course, was into that fight a lot. But anyway, that's really all I have for the reaction. Sum it up. Triple G was just too slow the first 8 rounds. It was too late for him to come back. Father time. Too old, too slow for Canelo. Canelo still continued dominating. Still, be his prime. Triple G, on the other hand, I think it's time for him to retire. He's a Hall of Famer. Proved what he could do. Has nothing else left to prove. Respect to both fighters. All I gotta say. Let me know what you guys think about that fight. I'm out, guys. Peace.